inspired by Adventure Archives, I was supposed to go backpacking through Red River Gorge with some friends. Of course, that fell through. So I'm taking my bike, catching a train, and riding through Shawnee National Forest.
As the sun rose and flooded amber and ruby over the lush hillsides, I wasn't ready to leave. Yet journeys can't always end where we want them to.
Stopped by a gas station really quick, got some food because I couldn't even get a fire started this morning for some stupid reason. So I got Pop-Tarts and I got more for the road and some sweet tea with. I'll just take all the calories I can get right now because definitely at a deficit. Hopefully we'll be good. Yes, some Pop-Tarts are vegan. You gotta pay attention to them now.
As I turned off the main roads, I found myself on quiet, twisting back roads that would turn into gravel, but I knew this. In fact, most of today would be gravel, but I decided this was an adventure.
Check out this little town. Count 2 houses. Town of Rayun. Population 6, 7 if we count you. Eight. That dude. Well, of course he lives here. He lives here.
As the gravel gave way to paved roads, I was back out in the open and exposed to the heavy winds again. And the hills would be much greater.
did that climb there. It's a really stiff headwind. I think I have 11 kilometers to go, just about 8 miles for the rest of you. Been riding for 2.5 hours. I knew it'd be slower because of the gravel. I think there might be gravel up ahead, but might not. We'll see. I'm pretty lucky I brought a pen, because the way these things work at these campgrounds is you grab one of these sheets, fill it out, put your money in, and then you're gonna be done, but they don't provide any pens. Hey. Too big for the slot, or the slot too small for the envelope. Set up camp and start doing some exploring. You know, growing up, I was never a person. I always got annoyed when my parents would stop and read all these signs, going down there, even these guys. But now, I'm the type of guy who reads them. Funny how things change. But I love them because they just share so much more about the world that we're in, especially this small area. See, I really like this.
So enjoy my time I would, as I descended into the valley. Upon reaching Bellsmith Springs, I understood why it's not called a river. Though there are bold rocks and flowing water, there is a spirit of life here akin to nowhere I've been before. Though early spring the moss grows, whether tree or rock, and ferns of many kinds speckle the ground.
Well, here we go with the wind and the rain again. So this time I have an idea. Hopefully it'll work. Let's see. No, it doesn't seem like more is coming. But in the case it does, I put the emergency blanket over this because I kept it from last night. I have it tied into these rungs on the outside and duct taped down because the wind was coming from this side. And then just tied down the best I can here because that covers up most of the seams and where the rain was leaking in. Now, if I am right, that was just the tail end of the low. It made sense because winds were out of the south as I went to Garden of the Gods, and so the low came up and hit hard, and then as the low passed through, it was still turning in a anti-clockwise direction. Then the winds came from the north, and then you get hit, and then it drifted by, and then the tail end of the storm just came through. So hopefully that shouldn't be much, and for now I'm just going to start cooking because I feel a little bit shaky. I know I've been at a calorie deficit from the efforts of riding and hiking, and especially with the hills and the wind, and missing 2 of my larger hot meals really threw a dent in that. So better get going while everything still is dry if it doesn't rain again. Hello and welcome to the vegan corner. My accent sucks. Could you imagine though if you guys did, the vegan corner did cooking outside, making delicious meals while out camping, aside from couscous that I didn't put enough spice in, and oatmeal. That'd be super cool, by the way. Ideas, guys, ideas. Although, that's only if you guys are into camping. I don't know what you two are into. I don't really watch your vlogs enough. I should. Some of them are good. You should if you're not vegan corner. Check them out. Think. Oh, Mother Nature, that was... Whew. I need this energy. If I gotta make it, I got a 75-kilometer ride tomorrow. Yay! But luckily, there's more descending than there is ascending, which has been nice. Which will be nice. Whew. Well, it's starting to get really, really windy and cold, and just a little bit of drizzles here and there. So, and I'm just gonna call it an early night and go to bed fortified. Got it all, a whole bunch of wood underneath all my bags, and it's waterproof and everything. So in case it actually rains more, hopefully it should stay dry, so I can have a bigger meal in the morning. Otherwise, I'm gonna pack up,